My name is Weston, Frank Weston, and I am the chairman and CEO of an organization, brilliant organization that we call IMSCO, IMSCO, which is International Multiracial Shared Cultural Organization. The team that backs up this organization has been working with it for, it was founded in 1978. And the reason for chatting with you today is to bring you a very serious message that we hope that you will take extremely serious. People of African descent, as are people in Africa and many other places, but specifically we're looking at Africa and people of African descent today, about the kind of issues that we're faced and how we can begin to resolve those issues. IMSCO is a member affiliated with the United Nations Economic and Social Council, which is ECOSOC. Recently, I made a statement at the United Nations that says that people of African descent are not a poor people. We co-own a continent, that continent of Africa. It's ours. Our ancestors gave up nothing when they left there. I've said it before, I say it now, and the proof is there. No one on the planet can argue with that. So then why are we having problems and being called poor and deprived economically? It's because we can't reach our wealth. So this message here today is to send a message to the viewer that we are ready, willing, and able to trade and develop, co-develop with Africa. IMSCO and his team have written a document called the IMSCO Establishment Agreement. A number of countries has already signed these agreements. Those agreements are put in place to really override the human rights violation American and European and even Asia and China's bilateral trade agreement, which is signed with Africa, that does not even mention the wealth and the birthright and the resources and the share of that continent that's owned by Africa's only true and real dependable trading partners, which are people of African descent. We are in the wealthiest country in the world at the moment. And I say at the moment because America is not what it used to be. But we're here, and we're spending over $1 trillion a year that many companies in this country do not want to see us spending that money directly with Africa or any other country for that matter. So we're calling on the viewer to really step up and support IMSCO as we now reach out to Africa and begin to trade and do business directly with that continent in the billions, even trillions of dollars a year. Yes, I said trillions of dollars a year. Now we want to trade with all corners of the world, but as all people, family feeds family first. So it's time for the world, and especially the multinational corporations and governments, to stop putting together phony bills and deals saying that they're working in our best interest, when in fact they are not. They can't work in our best interest. They don't know us. They only see us as black and white, or white and black. And our cultures are disappearing. And that's one of the reasons why we're having so many problems today. We're trapped between the cross and the Quran, or you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. But what I'm going to end with saying here, before I forget or move on, is to say to you that we're going after those corporations and we're going after those governments. They are committing human rights violations. The United Nations is supporting us as a people. 300 million, close to 400 million people of African descent outside, scattered all over the world, from London to Brazil, pockets in Asia, the Middle East. We have tremendous economic and political power, so much so that we've already put President Obama in office. It was African peoples in America's focus on that, and also the people who are visiting and living here. But it just wasn't us. It was also European Americans who also get it, that things have to change. What we are now preparing to do, and are doing, is to take those establishment agreements that we've signed in Africa with concessions and with contracts to be able to start moving our share of Africa's goods and wealth into factories so we can refine those goods and begin to sell those goods and trade with you wherever you are in the global community. Now, those particular companies that are out there in Africa right now and have been out there since the end of slavery or enslavement and colonialism are saying they're working in our best interest. They're not working in our best interest, or even the world's best interest for that matter. It's about greed and it's about power. And okay, you want to be greedy, you want to be power, that's your business, but do it away from us, do it away from our community. We are back after centuries of enslavement and oppression. We are back now to rebuild our continent. We didn't need a Harvard degree, by the way, in 2000 or 3040 or 3500 to build the first civilizations in Egypt and right across Africa that's been destroyed largely by foreigners coming in claiming to be able to help us. Let me not be so wordy, but to say this to you. These companies and these governments, to include the United States of America and France and Germany, who are teaming up now. They used to be enemies during World War II. Now they're teaming up to go into Africa, particularly into Africa, to grab our land and our wealth and our resources. We are not going to stand by and allow that to happen. We're going to trade and do business directly with our African brothers and sisters, and America and the world is not going to prevent us from doing that. We are not threatening anyone on the planet. They are threatening us. But now how do we get out of this? We get out of this by teaming up with you, the people. We want to be your trading partners. We can decide by trading with you who is going to be best president of the United States or president of an African country. We can make those decisions through our economic and trading power and positions that we have. One other very, very important point, dual citizenship. If we own half of Africa, and we do, then dual citizenship is an automatic gift from our ancestors and from our human right and right to self-determination. We are claiming the dual citizenship, and if African countries do not issue those dual citizenship documents, which we're reaching out to have them cooperate with us, Ghana has. And I can't really think of any other of the 54 or 55 African countries out there that are willingly working with us to do this. So therefore, IMSCO is saying that with the hundreds of millions of people who support us, we can write those establishment agreements ourselves and issue them to the communities and to the people who want those establishment agreements so that they can vote in Africa and also vote in the United States of America. Israel does it. The people of Israel do it. Many people from Ireland do it. The Germans do it. The Chinese are doing it. And the Indians are doing it from East India. That's how they have so much economic activity going on to keep their communities fluid and liquid so that they can continue to move forward. Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. And we're also going to take a look at these major companies now, or even not so major companies. So whoever is doing business in Africa, get ready to be taxed and to face levies for people of African descent to collect their share of wealth, which you're not sharing with us, which they are hiding and taking into bank accounts. We don't know where it's going, but that money is owed and due us. We're not talking about reparations. We're talking about taxes on the wealth and the resources that is not being taxed in Africa. And by the way, have you heard that many African countries are still paying a kind of a tax or levy, a colonial tax to France and other countries, perhaps even the United States of America? We have students and various other people in the thousands now, like you, are coming on to do this research for us and to help us out with this. We need your help. You need our help. Well, we're here as African. I'm an African American. My name is Frank Weston, but that really isn't my name. I don't even know my name because it was stolen. My ID, everything was stolen together with my land and my wealth. But we signed nothing, we gave up nothing. We need you to help us, and you help, and we're going to turn around and help you. Africa is our homeland. Africa is feeding Europe, America, Asia, and China, specifically China. Everything that China is supplying to the United States of America, ask yourself, what is it made? What is money made of, and what is those products and resources made of, and where are they coming from? Now, this is not to dog anyone. To say to China, to say to America and the Western world, you do business with us. You now step away from us in terms of your impediments. And we're going to now do business and trade directly with our family members whom we haven't seen in 400 years. We want to have peace on our planet, and we're going to help our planet do that. So I'm asking you to come forward, team up with IMSCO. Take a look at us online. What is it? www.imscoglobal. Go and take a look at it at .org, imscoglobal.org. If you see something that we can improve upon, let us know that. But if you're someone who are negative and don't see what we are saying as a people, and especially some Europeans do pull this act, but then ask the Europeans, how did they get to America? How did they leave Europe? They didn't leave Europe in Mercedes-Benzes. They didn't leave there in golden chariots. So I'll leave that for you to do your own research. But right now, in closing, we are moving forward. We're going into Africa, and we're going to get and take control of our lives, our wealth, and our resources. And we're going to trade and do business with anyone in the world who works with us. In conclusion, let's just say now, we need your help.